Hello everyone and welcome to the Animezilia, and today is an amazing day as we have the first episode of Volume 7 of RWBY to go over. And what an opening first episode this was. The reveals, the animation, the music, everything was on point in this opening episode. The only disappointing thing was in fact the 18-minute length of this episode. I would have preferred a 25 or a 30-minute episode. Heck, I would even prefer an hour, but I'm not going to push my luck. RWBY is a show where the episodes do vary in terms of length, and unfortunately 18 minutes for an opening? Oh well. Moving on. Right then, so we start off with the crew trying to find a safe place to land in Atles. Remember, their ship was stolen back in the end of Volume 6, and Weiss seems to think Winter could help them if she just gets a hold of her by phoning. However, this doesn't seem to be the case, as we've seen this image right here. Winter is giving broadcasts over Atles in order to kind of rally people and to spur them on, keep them together, so it's obvious that Winter is heavily involved with the military operations that Atles are currently going for. So, even if Weiss does manage to get hold of her later on, I don't see them being allies just yet. So, we go to the lower quarters of Atles. And this is where the main bulk of the episode actually is, as we get introduced to some new characters. But before that, I did like the Weiss assist with the drunken men before they go meet the person they're trying to meet. Because these people started to badmouth Blake for being a Farnes, and I'm glad it was Weiss that stepped in for two reasons. Reasons number one, the safety of those drunken men. I'm pretty sure that Yang probably would have killed them if she had the chance. And secondly, Weiss being from Atles and her family's history with the Farnes, as using them as slaves, this shows just how much Weiss's character has changed, and her views on the Farnes itself have actually sort of developed and changed throughout the time of the show. So, seeing that but that respect that she has for her teammate Blake, and the fact that she will gladly step up for Blake for being a Farnes, meaning that's not a bad thing, I think that's a really good and shows a lot of sort of improvement from Weiss's character. So then, we meet the guy that Maria is taking them to, and it's this guy, which I think is Pedro? I'm not quite sure. The name's probably wrong, spelt wrong for probably both spellings, but hey, dyslexia. Anyway, we see this guy, and design-wise, he seems alright. He seems like a generic dad. But he's actually super smart. In fact, he's one of the smartest people in Atles at the moment, and he's also the person that made Maria's glasses, the like sort of ocular vision type of thing that Maria has, and Yang's arm. He also has a daughter who apparently speaks very fondly of Team RWBY. We don't get to find out who this daughter is straight away, but we do by the end of this episode. Like I said, he seems to be in a sort of high position in Atles, as he works alongside Ironwood. And speaking of Ironwood, he doesn't seem to be looking so good at the moment. He's looking tired, he's looking run down. Whatever happened in the Fall of Beacon has clearly taken its toll on him. So first impressions, he seems like a pretty good guy, and he prefers to help people in the slums and people that don't have a lot of money instead of helping the higher ups so much. So for that, I can applaud as a character. Now, while we meet this character, we find out the reasons to why Atles is so on edge. It's because they saw something horrifying in the Fall of Beacon, and the fact that someone easily got through their security means that it was either someone on the inside of Atles that did it, or some sort of god kind of entered the fray. Now, this guy believes it's both, which it probably could be. Maybe it was Neo, maybe it was Cinder. I don't think Salem made an appearance. In fact, I don't think she did. She might have. That might have been what Ironwood saw. And if that's the case, then I'll be interested to find out, intrigued in fact, to find out the result of Osbin/Oscar telling Ironwood that there is a threat called Salem, and then him finding out the backstory of Salem and Osbin. I think that'd be pretty cool, and that reveal might just kind of tip Ironwood over the edge, or it may just kind of align him with the group to help him out. Who knows? But just imagine if Winter was the traitor. Now, I didn't actually get a proper good look at it, but I'll talk about it more in my opening breakdown. But there was a scene of Crow and another character with white hair in black outfits. Maybe. Nah, anyway, just a joke. Don't take that too seriously. But if it does end up being true, then you heard it here first. Okay, so, next, the fight scene. I don't know why it says Winter in there. It's meant to say Grim, but we're rolling with it. This fight scene was great, as it showed some great combat skills from each member of the crew. But the best showcase for me was Oscar. I don't think we've seen him fight a Grim by himself before, as in without Osbin being in control. This time, Oscar managed to take down a Grim like this. And that was pretty nice to see. I quite enjoyed seeing Oscar do that. Unfortunately, it was kind of short-lived because he almost got killed by one, but thanks to RWBY kind of saving, and she kind of had a bit of a sad look on his face. Unfortunately. The combos and the showcase from other characters were also brilliant, and they did a fantastic job on the animation throughout this fast-moving fight scene. For New Grim, I think they're new. They look super menacing and awesome. Not my favourite, but they're up there. I do like their designs. Now then, we get to a very big talking point, and this will be a big spoiler. So, if you haven't watched this episode yet, go and watch it. Like, what are you waiting for? I mean, obviously, if you haven't got a first membership, then you're waiting a week. But anyway, go and watch this episode before I talk about this, because this is a big spoiler that made me jump out of my seat, because I was so happy, so delighted to introduce the return of Penny. That's right, Penny returns, and she is also the Doctor's daughter. Beams of light rain down, and Penny appears with salutations. And her new design looks amazing. She looks a bit older and more kind of sophisticated. Also, a bit of a Western kind of look. Honestly, I really like this design. And it looks like a design that's out of like a cowboy film. And the hair, everything else that goes with it, just automatically adds to that kind of feel as well. I feel like if you've ever watched those old Western cowboy films with like the women in like the bars and the big dresses and everything like that, it reminds me of that, and it's just awesome. Penny's character looks amazing in that outfit. I was going to say even better, but that would be a little bit of a downgrade because I really love Penny from Volume 3 and 2. I just think this one is great as well. So I'm super happy to see her return. I made a video about whether or not she would return on my channel, and honestly, I'm glad that video is somewhat useless now, because I was speculating in how she could return and why she might, why she wouldn't, and honestly, that video, gone. Don't need to even have it on the channel, but I'm going to keep it on there anyway. The scene with everyone remembering and confirming that it is Penny was amazing. It's like them looking back on something that was fun and interesting in their lives that was before all of this chaos. It was nice to see their reactions to it as well. And obviously the RWBY reaction was cut short, but it was also great. I love the fact that she landed, noticed it was RWBY, and just kind of jetted off like a rocket. Literally. We saw like some weird rocket fuel beams fly out of her legs as she propelled herself forward. It was amazing, and I love the fact that her personality is still the same as ever. Honestly, the way they brought Penny back was just amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better way for them to do it. But Crow. Really, Crow? You had to open your big mouth and say things are going smoothly? Better than you expected? And yes, his bad luck strikes again as the special ops team from Atles come down to capture the crew. Ouch. Yep. The crew get captured, and I like the scene of Ren kind of noticing something, but being just that little bit too late. Maybe it was a semblance that slowed down time a little bit from the Black Ops team. Who knows? Because we did see the image, the screen kind of go white with like that kind of slow moving silhouette. Maybe that's something. But the real big issue here is not that they've been captured, but the fact they've lost the lantern. Or the lamp. This thing right here, which you can't see because my arm's being cut off, woo, brilliant, has been taken by the Special Ops team. Their weapons have been confiscated, and so is everything else that's on their possession. Now, Maria doesn't get captured or arrested with this kind of thing, which I thought was kind of odd, but maybe they just thought she's just an old lady that's just a bystander, so they'll probably regret that later. But, oh well, Crow, your bad luck had to strike at the worst time possible, and this leads to something unexpected. This episode also did a brilliant job of showing us the conditions of Atlas, as the people residing in the lower areas aren't looking too great, as in they're all kind of down on their morals and they're all kind of not enjoying life very much. It seems like the effects of the fall of Beacon have tragically hit Atlas hard, and everyone is suffering. The higher-ups are suffering with the army and the military because people have lost confidence in themselves, and the people in the scums actually mentioned the fact that people who used to worship Atlas as like heroes after the fall of Beacon now treat them as like villains and traitors and people that can't do their job properly. So this obviously has a very big economical impact on Atlas as a sort of general sort of thing. So seeing this kind of revelation and seeing the effects of the fall of Beacon on Atlas for the first time is actually really refreshing, and I did very much enjoy this aspect of Atlas and the perspective of it. Now, the opening, all I'm going to say to the opening is, whoa. This opening was amazing. The music in this opening was really nice and catchy. I really did enjoy the music. Fantastic. The visuals were brilliant, went with it nicely. We do actually see the costume changes in the opening, and hopefully we can see them in the episodes to come. They don't actually happen in this episode, but obviously things are looking amazing and great for this volume. I'm so excited to see where this volume is going to be heading. Now, I'm not going to talk about specific things from the opening in this video, simply because I do want to try and do almost like a breakdown of the opening, going like sort of taking clips, well not clips, but like images from parts of the opening that I think are going to be good, interesting talking points, and basically just doing that in a separate video. So look forward to that when it comes. So then, this was a fantastic opening episode to Volume 7 of RWBY. And I want the next episode right now. I think most of the RWBY fandom that watch this episode want the next episode very quickly. And all I can really say is, at this point, it was just really well worth watching and worth the wait. Hopefully, the future episodes do not disappoint, and we don't have any sort of problems happening in production that means things are rushed. That's all I'm hoping for. Hoping for some good quality storytelling, and the animation keeps up, because this episode really did have some good highlights in terms of animation, sound effects, characters, everything, you name it. All in all, fantastic episode. Go watch it if you haven't. And I'm going to end the review right here. So, like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video, subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me, and until next time, comment your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye for now.